welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D Psychic. Welcome, Katrina. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Hi, how are you?
So today we're going to do a video on Iran, just with everything that's going on. It's something that I wanted to cover for a while because I had a feeling something was coming up, and then I'm like, damn it, it happened over the weekend. So we'll do this video now, and we'll still do the videos for England and Europe. We'll get them out over the next couple of weeks. So we'll get them out. It's just been hectic, hasn't it, Katrina? We've been busy.
Yes,
We've been
yes,
overseas. We've
we
been
have. We've been overseas, been busy.
currently in a different state. So yeah. So well, I thought today we'll look at around the country itself, see what's going on. We'll look at the supreme leader who has now passed away. And we'll also look at the Crown Prince of Iran, was it Raza? And also we're going to look at Jinping from China, because I have a feeling China's going to get involved. And I found out yesterday they have an agreement. Iran and China actually have a pact, which I found out last night. So
Wow.
yeah. So let's start with the supreme leader. So Ali, I'm not going to say his last name. Carl, I'll just say Ali. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the last name. So they've said that he's passed away. I've got the astrology. I don't have his time of birth because it's not provided on the internet, but I do have his date of birth, which is 19th of April, 1939. He's actually got 3 planets in Aries, so Sun, Moon, Mercury in Aries. So the astrology is saying he's very argumentative. I kind of feel like he's a bit greedy. He would have been greedy and a bit of what's like a warmonger, argumentative. You couldn't tell him what to do because he's just going to argue with you and think he's always right. But very big leader. What do you get, Katrina, about Ali?
Ali, here's a life path number 9. Okay, so war and things like that. Two numbers connected to number 9 and the number 16, which is also a 7. So 16 is like the tower in the tarot, where things, foundations and stuff crumble away. So Mr. Ali is a life path 9, destiny number 6. Now I'll share that Iran is a 6 in numerology, and Ali's a destiny 6. His maturity number is also a 6, and he came into leadership when he was in his maturity number. Not surprised there. Yeah, so he is a birthday number 1, and rulers do connect in with that one energy, like leaders. They do, like strong leaders will do that. As an Aries with a 1 in his chart, he would be, and he has actually got a personality number 1 too, so other people see him like that. But the level of 1 energy in his chart is, stronger because it's multiple times. Now, Aries with 1s can be very bossy, and it's all about them. You're right. And yeah, very dictatorship. I feel like it just be like they really like that's their way or no way. I will share he died on a universal number 22 day, and he was in a period cycle 22. So I do feel like that's not coincidence. Also, with the level of 1 energy in his chart, he died in a universal 1 year too. So yeah, that's pretty powerful, like a powerful synchronicity in connection with numbers and frequency and vibration. Um, he he also ruled for a fair time. He's like ruled for 37 years. Like so, and 37 is also a 1, right? So 37, 10, 1. And we're in a universal 1 year. So when I sort of decode it by numerology, like, yeah. So when he came into leadership, he was actually in a period cycle 1 also. So that level of the energy of the 1. So, speaking from a numerological perspective, looking at this guy's chart, don't know him, don't, as I've said before, don't buy into the politics side of things. To me, war is a money maker for a lot of countries as well, and innocent people die as a result, which I don't like. But yeah, it's just another way of,
Yeah. Putting a
money.
person
Yeah.
we're in the for 1 year as well. I know one is new beginnings, but it's also a war energy. I knew a friend that once told me that it was war
Mm.
energy as well. Um,
Yeah, there you go.
so yeah, so I said in my prediction video, my general one that did beginning of the year, I said everyone's saying it's new beginnings, but it's also war. That
Yeah,
when he was the astrology when he died, he's got actual Chiron to Chiron's a planet of pain, or called the emotional pain, and it was transiting to near his sun and possibly moon. So that would have been pain over his life, and in the home, problem with emotions with that. He also had Venus and Mercury was in retrograde, and that was right near his natal Venus as well, too.
yeah, right.
So
Where did he die? Where did he die?
I think they said that he died. They got a bunker. I don't know. Look,
Was
they
it in Iran?
yeah bombed they bombed Iran, and
Okay.
I wherever he was in a look, I'm not too sure where he was personally, but they did come out and say that he has passed along with
Mm.
some other leaders too. But it was just interesting that I always look at the chart when they do pass to see what I can see, because some we don't predict death in the chart, but you can see it once it sort of happens as well. Um,
Yeah.
so transits there. Like as an example, my dad passed with Uranus over the sun. That's something unexpected, unusual happening in your life, which could mean many different things. But for my dad's life, that was him passing.
Mm.
So yeah, so it's just funny. So he would have probably got Mercury retrograde. So Mercury communication probably went haywire. Being near Venus, it affected like some that money relationships. So there could have been a betrayal there um because it's linked with money and relationships too. So
So, yeah, well, I'll share that this guy, he was in a personal 6 year when he passed away. And that means that he was in a personal 8 month in February, and it was on the 28th that he passed, correct?
yeah, so it was when it was Sunday. So what's Sunday is when he passed.
So I feel like it was Sunday for us
Yeah,
because when I've looked up on the internet, his date of passing was the 28th of February. So it
yeah,
would have been the 1st of March for us,
yeah.
but I'm pretty sure if I've got it right, yeah, 28th of February. Now I'll let you know he was in an 8 month. And so when you calculate that month with the date, the 28th, that's a one. So he actually died on a personal number nine day, and he is a nine life path. Okay.
An ending. That's endings.
Exactly. So he's a life path nine, died on a personal number nine day in a 6 year where Iran is a six. Now he's a destiny six, maturity number six. And maturity number is like we step into that when we're 45. So no coincidences here, right? From a numerological perspective, that's in alignment, isn't it?
100%. And I mean, look,
Mm.
he's got look, his Venus is in Pisces, so the way that he would love, he'd be very victim mentality now. He would love and a little bit, I think, crazy. I do get selfish, greedy with him, and very much not not bending, but at the same time, all his plans are in cardinal, a lot of his plans in cardinal signs, which actually is a helping. I think if you're on his good side, he'll probably do what he can for you. But I feel like once he hates you, he probably really hates you.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not, yeah, but it's
with the two sixes in his chart, he's a destiny six, maturity number six. Sixes, right? Like, in the negative in the six, it's drama, it's gossip, it's a level of sensitivity. And when their emotions are triggered, whoa, look out, especially being an Aries, he'd go off like a firecracker, that fella. Like,
yeah,
especially with so much Aries energy around him, God of war. Um, yeah, and then, the fact that he has those two ones in his chart too. So two sixes and two ones. Just recapping, he was in a 6 year, we're in a universal 1 year, and he's a one birthday, and one's connected to leadership, but like just sixes and ones everywhere for him, Iran, six. just like, so that energy would have been amplified as well. So whenever we have numbers around us more than once, so being in a country six, in a personal 6 year with two sixes in your chart, he would have been feeling the feels. Like usually it's all about home and family too, but when people get triggered, have a level of sensitivity, look out.
He's also he had a Mars in Capricorn too. So Mars in Capricorn, actually he likes women who are dismissive. Venus in Pisces, he likes women who are dismissive. Mars in Capricorn. If he's got a routine and something's broken his routine, he's going to get
Mm.
angry. Someone breaks his rules, he's going to get angry at them as well with him. Um,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
interesting.
I
So,
feel physically also there was issues with his left foot or his left side. Like, yeah,
yeah, I mean,
that's weird.
he wasn't young. I think that it may be like blood pressure and that too, but a very sly person. But so now let's look at who's living. Um,
Yeah,
so
let's
we've
look at the
got
living people.
so we do have the Raza. So the family so Iran had a royal family, they're in exile. So it's when the regime took over. Um, or I think it is. But anyway, they're in exile, which means their royal family was taken out of the system. They're in exile. Now we've got so the crown prince would be the person who goes back if I guess he was put in place.
Yeah, right.
So I've got his time. I found his time this morning. So he's born at 11:50 a.m. His birthday is the 31st of October 1960. And so he's a Scorpio, he's an ascending Capricorn, so he comes across very structured, routine, follow the rules, depends on his own will. But Scorpio Sun, Pisces Moon, Scorpio Mercury, Venus Sag, Mars in Cancer. Oh, a lot of water. It's a lot of water. It's not
Mm.
leadership qualities, but it's got he's conjunct Neptune and the Sun, which means in his life things just sort of dissolve. Well, and he's got Neptune, Saturn conjunct over his moon at the moment too. Problems and dissolving the home. Um, what do you get on him, Katrina?
He is, let's talk sixes, mate. Like we're talking Iran, we're talking the Prince of Iran or whatever he's going to be. What's he going to be, king or something?
Mm.
Um, I feel like I've just been channeling information. September this year is going to be massive for that fella. Um, he is a life path three, birthday number four. Threes are, all about communication. And generally, they need to be able to express themselves in a creative way, otherwise they get sad. Now, he has two threes in his chart, so I feel like yeah, I think he's got a better sense of humor than Mr. Ali. Like people with threes in their chart tend to have a good sense of humor, but he's got an eight in his chart too, which I feel like he's quite staunch and can be emotionally like disconnected too when he needs to be. His destiny number is an 11. So he has, I feel like, a level of awareness that goes beyond this physical realm too. The 11, which is also a two. So he's better working in partnership, whereas the other guy had lots of ones. So although there's possibility he'll come into leadership, I'm not sure because there's no ones in his chart. Okay. Now, I will share he's also in a personal 6 year, just like the Ali, um, and Iran's a six, and he's 66, turning 66 this year. Um, when he's yeah, when it's his birthday, he'll be 66. So those sixes, yeah, turning 66 in a personal 6 year. September's going to be a personal 6 month in a 6 year for him. So, that's all about home, family, responsibility. And yeah, so I feel like he's going to be called back to Iran, regardless of whether he wants to or not. Yeah, he's in a maturity number five. So that means, the vibe around him, it's like things ain't always going to go. to plan. You know, five's all about that change, that adaptability, needing to go with the flow, but some travel as well. So I want to say some unexpected things happening for him in August. Massively. So August is going to be a time of significant change. Now, he is in a period cycle 7 in a pinnacle 8. And because he is a soul number 8, it is all about, legalities and sorting stuff out. So I feel like, there's going to be some legal and documents and just sorting out his legal legalities. There's going to be some stuff of that come up for him as well. I do feel though, like, because he does have 2 3s in his chart, he's actually definitely got a better sense of humor than the other fella. And he doesn't have 9s in his chart. 9's connected to war, so I feel like he's more a bit more passive, pacifist. Yeah, but 6 is also connected, like to him this year, although it's not in his chart. So, yeah, definitely, it's all going to be about his homeland. Um, in that 6 because he's from there but doesn't live there.
Well,
Interesting.
like yesterday, I was tuning in. It's like I thought this could be World War III coming up. I have a very strong feeling this is the beginning of World War III.
Yeah.
But like I can't see the I can't see this ending soon, this conflict, and I can't see him clashing, like there's clashing with him. I don't think he can go back just yet, but I think he might too, because he has got Jupiter over Mars, and that's going to be like more confident. That's a really good transit if you're more confident in yourself. So he's going to feel more cocky or confident. And then that's quite close to his DC, which is about relationships, and then it's going to go into the 7th house, which is about like partnerships, relationships. So that could bring him in, and that will be there until about July next year, and then it goes into the 8th house, which is a money house. He's not a leader in astrology either because
All right. There you go.
water
Mm.
signs aren't leaders. So your leaders are your fire signs, your Aries. Typically people like more fire signs as leaders, and he's got no fire. He's got so much water. And with Scorpio, I always say you got to be careful with Scorpios because they have secrets, and he does have secrets too. He's got Jupiter and Saturn in his 12th. They can be manipulating. And then the Pisces, he can be quite critical. Like this man would show a front as business because of the ascending Capricorn, but you take off that layer, that onion, he's going to be like a big baby, like what he wants, he demands now, and then he'll want to
Yeah.
sort of manipulate you, sort of cut you.
Mm.
Venus in Sag, it keeps him like, he likes fun women and he could probably, be that'd make him sort of have a lot of fun
Yeah.
person. But
Mm.
that Mars in Cancer um, can be a little bit, I think, irrational a little bit. Hides his emotions. If something talks about his family or affects his home, he gets angry. But he is actually intuitive too, because he's actually born with that Sun Neptune conjunction on his MC, so to do with his work as well. And because it's so close to that MC, it's also going to link to the 9th house. It means he would be very psychic, or be spiritual, or maybe religious, but he would be that as well. What he does for his career has about communication, work, whatever he does, all about communication. Because Mercury is born in that 10th house, but it's a Scorpio Mercury. So again, he knows what to say. Um, to get what he wants. But I guess I'm getting May. Something about May. There could be a big explosion or something in May. But I also getting there could be a swap in agreements as well. Don't forget also next month in April we have Uranus moving into from Taurus into Gemini, and that's also a war transit too. That can be
Really?
yeah, that gets
Wow.
World War II transit. That can be unexpected in partnerships or in negotiating.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
he's going to be in a personal 11 month in May. and he's an 11 destiny. So from a numerological perspective, yeah.
Think you'll come across as someone nice, but I don't trust him. Interesting
Mm,
to what's going at the moment is problems in his home, but as a result, he's going to move anyway. Either he's moving or someone's moving out of his home with that Neptune and Saturn over the moon there
yeah.
transit. Oh, he's also got Mars over Chiron. That he'd be quite angry with that transit. Aggravation. He hides his pain too.
Yeah, that's the 8 in his chart as well. And he's in an 8 pinnacle and he's got an 8 in his chart. So he can sort of, eights tend to be, yeah, they disconnect from their emotions. Yeah. And his challenge number is actually 6. So I feel like with this, what's happened, it's really, I want to say, got up his goat, he's got his cranky pants on over it because this is going to be like it's going to change things for him in where he's been quite solid. He's a birthday number 4, and that's a pretty strong energy. So fours really like stability and structure and routine, and this would have really thrown a spanner in, I reckon.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, he'd be a smart guy. He would be smart, but he's actually born with Uranus in the seventh house too. So unexpected partnerships or through the
yeah.
marriage house. Two with him. He's got Chiron, born Chiron is Passport first and second house. That's sort of he might be getting could be depressive or his issues with the body, but also bad self-worth issues. He gets a bit emotional when it comes to when he earns money and about his self-worth. Well, finds love through friends. Um, yeah, I just think that this is just the beginning. I think that I mean, I've been saying a lot on my YouTube channel. People have been following me now for a long time. I've been warning people and telling them stock up on water, stock up on things because, I just felt like things were gonna come to an
Yeah, I
end.
remember you saying to me, you've been saying to me, it's like, yep, this year, Katrina, look out. I'm just like, no, 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 everything's rainbows and unicorns and and you're like, Katrina, get your head out of the clouds. Yeah.
Yes, so it's gonna be look, it's gonna be interesting. I just think it's gonna be longer than the 4 weeks that they're saying. I think it's gonna be a lot longer. And I also predicted about the airspace, the planes having to change their flight plans. I predicted that in my yearly predictions as well. So
Oh, wow.
I
You're a
think
legend. You're so accurate. And you
oh
say it's always in the stars, Katrina.
yeah, I try, but I just feel like this is not gonna end just yet. And I think now, should we look at China as well now? Should we?
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do
Because
China.
yesterday when I was tuning in, I kept on seeing the President Jinping, um, and plotting, and I feel like he's going to get involved with this. That's why I've always said on my YouTube channel, get worried when China get involved. Because when I saw World War III was China was the main, but I think this
Ah,
might
yeah.
be a catalyst. Because I think like, or maybe that when everyone's distracted from Middle East, when he may attack or strike Taiwan. Now, I was just looking because I remember seeing last night and then I forgot to like look at it. But he's actually, so this year we've got the conjunction of Neptune and Saturn. He's born with that conjunction in Libra. Now, it's happening this year and it's opposing his natal conjunction. So, that can be. I was just looking back and thinking this is like big, and I thought it's just not by coincidence that I'm seeing that. Um, and so see with this energy, with his chart, can dissolve old agreements, create identity-based conflicts, bring spiritual or basically spiritual walls, blurs clarity around leadership authority. Um,
Mm.
could be authority becoming questioned, structures feels less solid, external forces create confusion, propaganda, battles intensify as well. But this is going to be a big thing for him. And this could be a war thing because it's got the conjunction in Aries, but it's going to affect him because it's opposing his
Mm.
natal conjunction of these transits. So he's going to start stirring the pot or start doing something. Um, he could be looking at his military, getting things ready, putting governments in place. Um, and it's like May. I feel like there's going to be a big explosion. Something big in May is going to happen. I
For
really feel for it.
Kingpin, for Jinping, for
Well, in
Jinping.
general, I was seeing a May, a big explosion. So maybe they're going to pull it the other guy in May, and then maybe something else happens. Um, but Xi Jinping, he is born on the 15th of June, 1953. I don't have his time of birth. That's not available to me on the internet. But he's a Gemini with a Leo moon, Mercury in Cancer, Venus Taurus, Mars in Cancer, another Mars in Cancer. So look, I like Geminis. Actually, they're one of my favorite star signs, Gemini. You're a Gemini moon. They're
Yeah.
fun people. So
I'm ascendant Gemini too. I'm so fun.
they're fun, they're youthful people too. I mean, look, he's born with a 1953. Look, he looks pretty young. Love to learn as well. But at that Leo into the mix, he's got a big ego.
Oh, come on. Geminis all have egos.
No, but Leo moon.
Leo moon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep.
So he's got a bit of an ego on him.
Mm.
He's and then Mercury in Cancer. Look, it's all about his home and all about, I guess, his the country China. But I feel like he plots. Like I feel like this man would be plotting. He
He's, it's so funny, like, because all these guys that we've been talking about today have all connected in with the number six, you know. Mr. Jinping, is a birthday number six. And so that's quite significant in connection with, you know, the Iran thing as well, right? And you said you feel like that he's connected to Iran. Well, straight away, from a numerological perspective, he is. And then you said there's that legal connection as well. But I will share he's a life path number three, and so is that Prince fella Reza. Um, you know, so that is, you know, he can be like quite communicative, I will share. But that's his challenge number two. So as a challenge number three, they tend to, people with a challenge three, they're either saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, and they'll like not say anything, but when they do, their words can be very sharp, and not pleasant. So I would not like to be on the receiving end of that. But I will share he is in a pinnacle number six as well. And he's a birthday six. So that energy of that six. So totally connecting back into Iran. And he is currently in a 9 period cycle, which is connected to war too. His soul number is connected to the nine as well. So I wouldn't be surprised that, yeah, he definitely has a hand in that for sure. He has two fours in his chart, and he's in a 22-4 personal year. So the element of structure, stability, and I want to say control, and that control in the negative. Too much four energy in the negative is controlling. So he's going to want things a particular way, and if it doesn't work, he is going to get the shits. Like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's also got Jupiter over Mercury. I mean, it's Jupiter retrograde, so it's going to be probably more activated around May.
Mercury's also in retrograde too, right? So at the moment,
It is, but
so
his natal. Actually, we're doing this today, and it's actually we got conjunct. We have had conjunct Venus and Mercury conjunct a couple of days ago. I think it's happening now as well,
okay,
too.
wow.
But
Everyone here.
he's so Jupiter's going over his natal Mercury. So what's going on the outside of the chart. So that's actually good
Okay.
news. And it's also going to hit, I reckon, about May 2 is going to hit Uranus. So that's going to be unexpected. That'll be good luck, actually. That's going to be unexpected luck for him. So we've got some good news coming up for himself with that there. I don't, I don't trust him. I just think that it's plotting, scheming behind the scenes. Someone just sent me too that one of Australia's headquarter air base was struck. So I think that was over the weekend.
What? In Australia?
No, well, I don't think it's in Australia. So Defence Minister Richard has confirmed that air base used by Australian Defence Force was hit by a drone strike over the weekend. So I don't think it was actually here in Australia, but one of our air base was hit. But don't forget, in World War II, Darwin was hit. So we're not, people think we're safe in Australia, and I guess we kind of are, but at the same time, people forget that in World War II, Darwin was actually struck. And they actually had in Sydney Harbour, Japanese submarines were actually found in Sydney Harbour
Mm.
spying on us. So we're not, I'm not going to say we're completely safe. I think there will be some kind of attack on Australia or somewhere because it happened in World War II. But in saying that, I don't think it's going to be like a war and torn, like you know what I mean,
Mm.
and at the same time. Um, but it's just interesting. Yeah, that's just got sent that now by by a friend. But yeah, I don't trust him, and I think there's gonna be some things coming up. So this is all gonna come together. I just think everyone just needs to, all I was gonna say, make sure you got torches, batteries, water, supplies, or whatever's gonna happen, because this year's just gonna be, it's already being hectic and crazy, and I don't think it's gonna stop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's also got Pluto over his North Node. So there's a change in like life lesson, destiny here too.
Mm. I just like, yeah, I just feel like this guy, he says the wrong things. I feel like he irks people too, like he's in a space of rulership, and I just think he irks people, and he's quite particular, like set structured things. But in the nine energy, that is the compassionate humanitarian as well. But yes, it is connected to war. But yeah, so I feel like in his own head, he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Of course.
Um,
And I think we all that he's Mercury's in Cancer. So yeah, he'd be very much putting on the front. And I think he probably thinks he's quite nurturing, but
yeah.
um but I kind of feel like a silent assassin does things behind the background. Like
Yeah, he's a seven maturity number, so I want to say he does like the truth of things.
mm,
He's that guy. Um, he's just seven's all about being the straight shooter and saying things how they are. That's what I mean by the three being a challenge number. He probably just says the wrong thing because he's a bit forward in what he says. But I just do feel like he feels like he's doing the right thing now. He's also 72, which is connected to the number nine as well. So, yeah, like you say, May's going to be an important time. Yeah, so
so
what else?
we'll watch this space. We'll see what happens. But I also, yeah, so we'll do England next because I have a feeling that there's going to be things happening with Prince Charles. So we'll do.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't happen before we do the video because I have a feeling this could be some blowing up there. We might have a new king this year. I'll just say that. But Katrina, do you want to say where you are and about? 'Cause I know you've got another workshop coming up in New Zealand as well.
Yes. So workshops and readings in New Zealand in a fair. Just trying to think of the dates right now. The 17th, Friday the 17th of the evening, doing a 2-hour workshop in Papua Nui, and then doing the fair on the 18th and 19th, and readings for the 20th. I am also doing an online workshop, a set of 3 workshops, 2 weeks apart on a Wednesday evening, starting in a couple of weeks towards the end of March. So I've had this call out, a lot of people requesting more. more. They want to know more because they're seeing the significance of numbers in their life and wanting to understand it more. So therefore, there is that people wanting to do some lessons and some classes, and I when I teach, I do put it in relative terms so you can see where it fits in relation to everyday life stuff, like what we've been doing here with the connection with the astrology as well, with real life people in leaders. So it's very interesting. I just want to add to Mr. Jinping. I want to call him Kinping. I don't even know why.
I know.
I just look at that name and go, I want to say Kingpin. Why do I want to say Kingpin? But this guy, he assumed office in 2012. So I'm just curious as to know what personal year he was in when he assumed office. So let's have a look. He was in an 8 year, and China is an 8. So perfect time to do that. And he was in a personal 1 month. So that's when we step into leadership, right? The one. So I'm not surprised he was in a 1 month when he assumed office in China in 2012 because he was in a personal 1 month in an 8 year, and China is an 8. I was guided. I had to share that bit of information before we stop talking about them. But anyway,
I think I'm not sure how it works, but I think that it's because it's not democratic, it's a communism country. So I think
yeah.
he stays in power until he passes, maybe. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I think that's
how,
yeah, I think that's it. Mm.
or someone else comes over and takes over. Um, but I just
Mm.
it's just there's something going to happen with that conjunction. I looked last night that I didn't realize he was born with that conjunction, and this year we had the same conjunction, but it's an opposing sign. So it's going to
Mm.
activate something in his chart, and it's because in Aries will be war related. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'm also doing a workshop with Psychic Pinup on the 12th, Sunday the 12th, Papua New Year in Christchurch, New Zealand. Um, and I'm at the MBS this weekend, Brisbane, and then I've got Sydney 2 weeks' time. And you'll be with me in Sydney in 2 weeks'
I
time.
will. I'll be there from the 19th to the 22nd with Lady D's psychic parties at stall 807.
Yay, for spirits. 7 for
Yay, for
spirit.
8.
And think that's what I've got. No, yeah, that's basically what I've got coming up. I think I'm all over the place at the moment. So I'm just everywhere. And
Mm.
I have a platform on it's a Central Coast. So there's a small intimate platform happening at the weekend after the MBS actually. So I have that coming up as well. So at the Kite House,
Yeah.
Gorge.
And don't forget, we're also doing Flamingos Live on the 10th of April too.
Yes. So
Yeah.
basically, Flamingos live 10th of April, and then the next morning I'm off to New Zealand. Um, so we've got that as
Yeah.
well.
Exciting times.
It
I don't
is.
go to New Zealand to the following week, but you know, we'll both be at Flamingos Live as well. So if you're after some good tucker and a good show, we are 2 of 4 people at that event, and yeah, that's a lot of fun. So yes, we are about, and yeah, come and see us at Sydney,
Yes.
MBS, or see Lady D at Brizzy. Be
It's going to be
awesome.
amazing. And don't forget, we've still got our psychic development cruises happening as well. So we've got Brisbane this year, November. And then January 27, we have Sydney to Cairns, which is 8 night cruise. So if you want
Psychics
to
at Sea.
check us out there
Check us out.
and come on board with us, sail with us.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Katrina. So
Thank you for having me, Lady D.
no problem. So thank you for everybody for your likes, shares, and your comments. And we'll see you for our next video. So bye for now.
See yous.